Greetings once again to all of the people who view my readings of dragon stories, which is to say, not a whole lot of you. But those of you who view these stories know that you're awesome, and I think very highly of you. Maybe. Probably. If I think highly of you, you know about it. This is me reading yet another dragon story from Panda Books Foreign Language Press, Dragon Tales. This particular story is translated by Song Shou-chuan. Sorry for butchering your name. I don't own the story. I don't own the translation. They belong to the translator and Panda Books Foreign Language Press. Although technically the story belongs to Chinese culture. Point being, I don't own anything but this particular recording, and my snarky-ass commentary that I'm probably going to make because I usually do. And with that said, without further ado, let's get right into Madame Wei. In Jingzhou County, a woman surnamed Wei, a daughter of a renowned family who married Meng in Wuchang, Meng Hu. Actually it's Meng. Meng Hu. Not his name is Meng Hu. Meng, like, what Meng? Who married, apparently somebody named Meng in Wuchang. At the end of the Dali period, which is the mid-Tang dynasty, Meng and the scholar Wei, the brother of his wife, were elected at the same time. And by elected, he means selected, because you didn't get voted into positions in the Chinese government. People, well, you might, but you got elected by people higher up than you. It's not like they voted on it. It's not like the common people voted on it. Elected at the same time. Wei to be commandant of Yangtze County, and Meng to be administrative supervisor of Langzhou. I have no idea what the tones on any of these things are supposed to be, so don't complain at me, because this book doesn't tell me. They parted and went to their respective posts. Madame Wei followed her husband to Shu, which is present-day Sichuan. Good food there. Awesome food there. As carriages could not travel the path, she rode on a horse. Suddenly, the horse shied at the mouth of a ravine, and she was pitched into an abyss thousands of feet deep. That is a really sudden transition. It was too dark to see anything. No one could go down to find her. Thousands of feet deep. She'd probably die. It was too dark. Her husband and his family wept bitterly. They did not know what to do next. Finally, they held a memorial ceremony for her and went away in mourning. But Madame Wei had in fact fallen unscathed into dried leaves scores of feet thick. I don't know that would actually save you from a fall that long. Unless the ravine was thousands of feet deep, but the leaves filled almost all of it. I don't know. At first she could not catch her breath, but after a little she came around. A day later she felt hungry and wrapped some snow in some leaves and ate it. First of all, what kind of leaves? Just random leaves? Eating just random leaves is a terrible idea. Also, snow, not very filling. It will keep you from getting dehydrated, but it's not particularly filling. Just saying. I would really think about looking for actual food. But no, clearly next time you've fallen down a ravine, just wrap snow in leaves, eat it, you'll be fine. She found also, it took her an entire day after becoming conscious to get hungry, really? That's also a bit weird. She looked up to the hole through which she had dropped. It was the size of a well. Different wells come in different sizes, but whatever. She thought her life had come to an end. All of a sudden, a light appeared in a cavern. It grew bigger and bigger, then divided into two. As they closed in, they were revealed as the eyes of a dragon. Panic-stricken, she stood up against the rock wall. Yeah, if the dragon's eyes emit light, it can see you anyway. It emerged more than 50 feet long. I would imagine it would be 81 feet long, though that's just speculation. At the mouth... Totally. That's totally just speculation. Totally. At the mouth of the cavern, it rose up in the air and flew out. A little later, another pair of eyes came into view. It was another dragon. Madame Wei, knowing she might well die, steeled herself, and as the second dragon was going out, she pulled herself astride. I will give her credit, that is a really brave thing to do. The dragon did not turn to look at her, but leaped out of the cavern and soared into the sky. Afraid to look down, she let it go wherever it liked. Probably half a day had passed, and she reckoned it had covered 10,000 li. A li is a measure of distance in Old China. I think it's like a kilometer or something. Maybe it's 2. Don't quote me on that. But it's a unit of distance. Something to do with kilometers. When opening her eyes, she saw it was going down. A river and woods came into sight, only 40-odd feet away from her. For fear that she would be plunged into the river, she let herself drop to the thick grass under her. Only after a long while did she come to. She had not eaten for 3 or 4 days and was exhausted. Yeah, I can imagine. I'd also imagine she'd be really, really hungry. As she went languidly along, she met an old fisherman. Taken aback, he did not suppose that she was an earthling. I think they mean like a human and that she thought she was from heaven or something, not like that she was from another planet. She asked where she was. Yangtze County, was the reply. She was delighted inwardly and asked again, How far is the county seat? 20 li, the fisherman replied. Madame Wei told him the whole story, and said that she was very hungry and thirsty. Though astonished, he felt for her and fetched her tea and porridge from the boat. I suppose Commandant Wei of the county has arrived, has he? She queried. I'm afraid I can't tell you, the fisherman replied. I'm his sister. If you'll take me in your boat to the county seat, you'll be rewarded handsomely. The fisherman consented and took her there. The commandant had arrived quite a few days before. At the gate, she had herself announced as the 13th sister Meng. He did not believe it. 13th sister followed her husband Meng to Shu. How could she be here so rapidly? Madame Wei directed his man to tell him her story. Though surprised, he was not convinced. At least he came out to meet her. Crying, Madame Wei poured forth the hardships she had gone through, until weariness robbed her of words. She was then taken in and tended. Soon her health was entirely restored. Nevertheless, Scholar Wei was troubled by doubt, but several days later the bad news came from Shu, presumably the news of her death. Supposed death. Only this dispelled his suspicion. Between sorrow and joy, he rewarded the fisherman with 20,000 cash, then dispatched an attendant to escort his sister to Shu, where Meng was overwhelmed with the same feelings. Decades later, Pei Gang, the cousin of Madame Wei, was still commandant of Gaoan in Hangzhou. It was he who related this story. Okay, and that's it. That was a pretty good story. Not too much weirdness to comment on, just a few, odd tidbits. Gotta say, Madame Wei, quite lucky that his dragons weren't hungry. On the whole, brave, resourceful lady. I like that. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you in my next video.